All right, so go ahead and turn to Página 124, page 124. We've talked about the days of the week, but I have a couple more things that I need to tell you about the days of the week and kind of how we use them in sentences. We've talked about and kind of introduced them already. We watched the video about the days of the week, so hopefully you're already learning what they're called, but we need to talk about a little bit more about how to use them in sentences. So we're going to use the L before the day of the week when we're talking about it, except when you're stating what day of the week it is. So hoy es martes would be today is Tuesday. You wouldn't say today is the Tuesday or today is on Tuesday. So we're going to go ahead and leave it out when we use it in a sentence like hoy es martes. So today is Tuesday. All right, if we're going to make them plural, sábado and domingo, if you notice, we're going to make them plural. They end in a vowel. We're going to make them plural by adding an S, okay? So then we'd have sábados and domingos, okay? If you're going to say on, we don't use the word that we usually use for on. Instead, they're going to use L to say on Monday, okay? If you're going to keep it singular. So if I want to say on Monday, on Tuesday, on Saturday, whatever, I'm going to say el lunes, el martes. Technically but they use it and translate it as on, okay? So voy al gimnasio el jueves. So I go to the gymnasium on Thursday, okay? If you want to say on Mondays or on Tuesdays or etc., so notice this is plural versus Monday or Tuesday, I'd simply change, and I don't add anything to the day of the week itself, to these, okay? We already talked about sábado and domingo. Do get an S if they're going to be plural. But for lunes and martes and the rest of them that already end in S on the calendar, the only thing I'm going to change is los. So the only difference between on Monday and on Mondays is I change that L to los. So if I want to say on Mondays, I would say los lunes vamos al colegio. So on Mondays, I go to school. This is how I say on Tuesdays. Okay, and the same thing for the rest of the days of the week. Now, sábado and domingo, I would say los sábados to be on Saturdays and los domingos to be on Sundays. Okay? So, and if you notice, they are not capitalized. We capitalize our days of the week in English, but they do not in Spanish. So that's one thing that we have to... Spanish doesn't capitalize as many things as we do in English, and days of the week are one of those examples. Okay, if you notice up here on the calendar, we talked about this already, but you have the week starts on Monday, which I really like, because it kind of is the start of the week anyway. But our calendars start on Sunday, but the Spanish calendar starts on Monday, or lunes. So lunes, martes, Tuesday, miércoles, Wednesday, notice the accent on the E, jueves, Thursday, viernes, Friday, sábado, notice the accent on the first A, Saturday, and then domingo, Sunday. And Saturday and Sunday here are el fin de semana, the weekend. Okay? We're going to go ahead and do an exercise on this. So go ahead and turn to the end of the chapter where we have the review exercises. So we're going to be on 131, so 131. And we're going to look at this exercise here at the top of the page. It's exercise 8, numero 8. So it says, use the after-school schedules for Miguel, Merche, and Anna to state on what days they do the activities listed. If an activity is used twice, give both days. Okay, so what days do they go have a soft drink in the cafe? And so if we look here, it is, there we have the cafe. And so we wrote a sentence that said, Merche has a soft drink in the cafe on Wednesdays. Okay, so here numero uno says estar en la biblioteca. So we need to look first off for biblioteca, and it looks like that's going to be Miguel, and he goes on Mondays and Wednesdays. Now we are going to have to conjugate this verb to go with Miguel. So you're going to go ahead and write Miguel on your paper, and you're saying Miguel. And then we're going to conjugate it to go with he, which would be estudia, E-S-T-U-D-I-A, and then en la biblioteca. And then we're going to put what days of the week. So he goes on los lunes y los miércoles. He goes on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay. Numero dos is to swim in the pool. So we look here. Let's see, that's Anna. Looks like she goes on lunes. Oh, I don't know if she goes on lunes and miércoles. Okay? So we're going to have to conjugate the verb. We're going to say Ana nada, N-A-D-A, en la piscina, los lunes, on Mondays, y los miércoles, and Wednesdays. Okay, let's look at ir al parque. So to go to the park, I gotta find park. Looks like Miguel goes to the park, and he goes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're gonna say Miguel. Do you remember how to conjugate ir to go with he? Hopefully you said va, V-A. So Miguel va a. And if we're going to combine that with parque, we got to make it va al parque. He goes on Tuesdays, so we're going to say los martes y los jueves. Merche. Oh, actually, is it Merche? Okay. She practices sports in the gymnasium. Gimnasio. Okay, so that is Merche. She goes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. She goes to that. So we're going to say Merche. We're going to have to conjugate this again to be practica. Just leave off the R there. So she practices deporte, sports, en el gimnasio. And she does that on Tuesdays. So we're going to say los martes y los jueves. Número 5, works in a restaurant. So who would that be? Okay, so we have restaurante. Restaurante, is it only on Friday? That's the only one I see. Okay, so we're going to say Ana. You say it, trabaja, works, en un restaurante los viernes, on Fridays. Tener clase de baile. Alright. Who has dance class? Looks like Anna. And it looks like she has it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're going to say Ana tiene clase de baile. And we're going to say los martes y los jueves. Número 7. I don't know that you've had this verb conjugated, so I'll definitely give you that one. But anyway, it goes to see a movie with friends. Let's see, who would that be? Okay, there's cine, that's the movie theater. So we're going to say merche. And I don't think you've had this one, but if we're going to conjugate there, it's just going to be VE. So merche sees una película con amigos los viernes, on Fridays. Okay, let me know if you had any trouble. Hopefully that wasn't too difficult for you. Go ahead and post it under this video, please. Email me if you have questions.